All right. First off, before we start, Taryn, I'm hoping. No, Taryn is having issues. He cannot hear us. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our first live chat for the season. It's great to see the engagement we've already got going so far this year. It's been amazing with everybody that's out there. So, for anybody that doesn't know, new to watching us, my name is Mike Zilkowski. I am one of the trail directors. I'll let Trevor go ahead.
I'm Trevor, one of the trail directors as well too.
And I don't know, Taryn, can you hear us at all? Can you hear us though? I think Taryn's sound is completely pooched. We've been fighting trying to get it set up, but it doesn't look like it's really wanting to work for him at the moment. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. You guys have seen through all of our posts that we've had come up. We have got a great group of people that have signed on with us to be trail directors. So first off, I want to thank all of you guys that have stepped up to be trail directors. It's huge. It's helped out immensely. The traction that we've gained in social media as well as anywhere else, the following everywhere is just, it's great. A bunch of us were up at the Edmonton Sportsman's Show here in March, and we got to meet a whole bunch of the new anglers that are new to the trails. So thank you and welcome to all of you guys. It's great to see the growth we have already this year, the engagement. It's been great. It's been spectacular. You guys are the reason why we do this. Obviously, we don't do it for money because we don't get paid, but we do it because we love fishing with all of you. So, Trevor, since Taryn's not here, why don't we start off quick? For those of you that weren't able to see it, I'm hoping that you saw when I did the Facebook Live. Trevor, why don't you give us a little rundown of how it came to be that you managed to get on stage at the Edmonton Boat and Sportsman Show to talk about kayak fishing?
Oh, yeah. Nothing like throwing me on the spot here. So, the way it all panned out was Wes David. Obviously, I don't know if everybody's seen it yet or not, but on Sportsman Channel, Wild TV, last year, AQ Outdoors, Acrobatics, and Jackson Kayak sponsored a kayak fishing episode with Wes David of Fishing the Wild West. It started airing in March of this year. And he had asked me in early February if I'd be interested in doing some presentations on the outdoor stage of the Edmonton Boat and Sportsman Show. And I was busy when he asked me initially, and I said, yeah, sure. And I thought it was just going to be a one-day thing because I'd never done anything like that before. And it kind of turned into, after I was done what I was in the middle of when he first reached out to me, he says, yeah, well, I hope you enjoy public speaking because you're presenting all 4 days at the Edmonton Boat and Sportsman Show on the main stage. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's kind of how it all came about, just my connection with Wes from the show. And honestly, it turned out really good. We got lots of engagement, lots of new people out there that not only didn't know what the WCKFT was, what we kind of stood for, what our goals are, that we host licensed kayak fishing events in Western Canada. But we kind of had the opportunity to use AQ Outdoors booth as part of our platform to promote the trail as well, too, along with the main stage. And that really helped us, obviously getting traffic to their booth is because I'm an ambassador for them as well, too. But just helped build everything. And we've got a lot more people engaged with the sport this year. And I think a lot of our community anglers that have been out on the trail for several years are going to see a big uptick. I'm pretty confident that we'll see a lot more people come out to those tournaments, meeting new faces because there's been a lot of excitement this year. Kind of COVID's behind us, and people are super stoked to get out. So, yeah, long story short, it just the relationship with Wes, and he asked me to partake, and I said sure, and I didn't fall off the stage, so it was a good experience.
Yeah, it was really neat to see the first day that Trevor was up there, kudos to you, Trevor. I know you don't have much of a history of that public speaking and getting up on a stage and stuff. So you did a fantastic job, but it was interesting to see as the weekend progressed, there was more and more people that were coming in and taking in, and people that didn't even have anything to do with kayak fishing came and sat down and watched and listened. And it was great to see what some of the people had to say. So it was great. It was a great opportunity. Thank you, Trevor, so much for doing it. It definitely did showcase the trail a lot for us. So it was great.
Hey, Jason.
Here we go. Here's another one right here.
No, I paid Steve to say that, so that's not fair.
Yeah. Steve won a bump board, so he may have been.
May have been bribed.
Yeah, he may have been bribed to actually like us. So
we're still working on.
Aaron zip by. He just sent a message saying he's going to try another laptop. He's gonna go to a Windows PC instead of a Mac. So maybe that'll help. So
our plan with this, excuse me, our plan with this is Taryn's kind of our application guy. He's running our new app system that we're using this year. It's called Fishing Chaos. So I know we've done lots of posts on social medias, social medias, everyone. And if you guys are new to the WCKFT, it's really super critical to go on the App Store, Google Play, whatever you have for your devices, download the Fishing Chaos app, and you're going to look at the dashboard. You'll see a couple dots on the left-hand side of the screen. And if we get Taryn on, he'll kind of go through all this, but just join the club. Everything's free. And then you'll see when tournaments are going live for registration in your region. So super critical to do that, so you guys don't miss a beat. Obviously, you want to tune in on the social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook as well too. So, but yeah, I apologize for the delay here. We blame this on Taryn.
It's 100% on Taryn. If he wouldn't have been out shoveling snow, it might have worked. So we'll just bring it up here quick, just so you guys can see. So when you go in and you create yourself an account, if you go down to club.
Do you want to make that the full screen, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, let's solo this. When you go into club, you're going to see nearby. So when you come into nearby, if you click on the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail logo, this will now bring up and it'll give you the option to join the club. There's no membership fees to join the club, anything like that. So it's just a simple, hop in, join the club, and then that gives you access. It kind of logs everything, and it makes it a one-step shop for you. So you'll be able to go in, you can see all the tournaments, Angler of the Year. So when you go in and click tournaments, you can see the tournaments that we have. We've got we've got a fish photo contest, and this is what's going to be kicking us off, let's say. Taryn will be chatting about this here in a minute.
Yeah, I think he's able to get in there now.
Let's see if we bring him in. So with the fish photo contest, what we're wanting people to do is once you download the app, join the club, you can now get in, join this tournament. So you just come in, you click the tournament, and then right down here where it says register, you're just going to click that register button. So now I'll click register. It's going to ask me my name. So there's my email, my phone number, everything's there. I click finish. And what this is going to do, so you just register through there. There we go. I'm in. There's no leaderboards or anything yet set up. Now, the purpose of this one is we set it up for you guys to get accustomed to using this app. So we want you guys to take pictures, and girls, get pictures of household things, anything you want on your measuring boards. So we want you guys to get in there, get things put onto your measuring boards, take pictures of it, submit it like it's a fish. So if you want to take a a picture of your dog laying on your measuring board. Great. Put it in as an Arctic grayling, whatever you want. But just get used to utilizing that app and going through. So when you log back in, you can now see down the side here. This is what you're going to see for your own when you log in. If you go down and click tournaments, the really cool feature about this is when you go to nearby, because you're in Western Canada, this will show you all of the tournaments that we have locally here. So you can see there's the Trout on the Fly Memorial, there's the Fish Photo Contest, there's the Summer Slam. So you're able to go in and click the ones you want and get registered for them.
Is Taryn able to join in here? Can we let him have the floor here to go through everything now, do you think? Or
let's take a look and see here. We'll take the solo off. I don't know if Taryn... Can you hear us, Taryn?
I don't see him.
I see... All I see is a little gray window that says Taryn. Yeah, so it's great. Welcome for joining our first adventure with technical glitches. We always seem to have one that happens somewhere.
Well, how about we do this? Do you want to do the Summer Slam?
Yeah. Let's talk about the Summer Slam, and then we'll come back.
We'll come back and walk you guys through the app. Hopefully, Taryn can get those glitches worked out of that. So yeah, SummerSlam, everybody. I know there was lots of questions on the SummerSlam last year, and lots of people participated. There was a little bit of a tough grind towards the end of the year. We had a lot of people kind of fall off and not as interested anymore, just because it was hard to keep up with some of those leaders way up top there. So we've made quite a few changes to the SummerSlam this year, so it's pretty exciting. Purpose is to obviously get more people engaged with it. So like Mike was saying, once you guys join the club, you can see the SummerSlam on there. If you want to just pull that up there again, actually I can share my screen there, Mike.
Yeah, if you click your thing, we can add that in.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the SummerSlam. You guys can see here. Do you want to go to the full screen? So here's the SummerSlam. It's going to be running from May 15th, just like last year, to September 15th. It is Manitoba West, including the territories. So from essentially the eastern Manitoba all the way to BC. It is a freshwater event only. So you'll see it once you guys download the app. You'll see it. You can register for it. The registration doesn't open yet. We're still working out a few things. But if you guys go in and view the rules, this is the most critical thing right now that I want to talk to you guys about. So I'll just kind of run through the rules so everybody's aware. I know a lot of people don't read the rules. So it's an all-age event. Anybody can participate as long as they have a cell phone. Catches got to be submitted through the Fishing Chaos app, which Taryn will be going through with everybody to explain that to you. Now this event is catch photo release, just like all of our tournaments. So what you guys see here, number 4 in bold, any fish entered that is a protected species within the province it was caught in will result in immediate disqualification from the event and all future WCKFT events for a period of 2 years. So I want to be clear with everybody. Alberta is a province that has obviously protected species. One of those protected species is bull trout. It is a threatened species. So if you're fishing in Alberta, you cannot fish for bull trout on this tournament because it is a protected species. People are going to ask me, well, what about grayling? Grayling's not. It's I lost the word off the top of my tongue. It's not a protected species. It's words right on the tip of my tongue now. Shoot. Anyways, it's not a protected species. So you can target them. We've made some adjustments to the fish as well, species as well too. Arctic grayling, 10-inch min, kokanee 10-inch min, northern pike 24-inch min. It's the same point structure as last year. We've got rid of the sunfish category. We've just done crappie, bluegill, and pumpkin seed as their own species. Goldeye and mooneye. Thank you, Carl. At risk, yes. Lake and Rocky Mountain whitefish. There was issues with that last year. It is nearly impossible to differentiate between lake whitefish and Rocky Mountain whitefish. So those are not two separate species. They are of the same species that we are keeping them this year. In Kanu, carp, we had some issues with that as well too. People are asking me, I can go target Prussian carp. Well, no, that's an invasive species. So we've changed that to clarify that to common and grasp carp. Burbot suckers, we've added northern pike minnow, and obviously smallmouth and largemouth are in there. We got rid of snakehead, and there was some request to add splake. It's just that one's a tough one because it's trying to keep it as even across all the provinces, territories for everybody to compete in, right? So it's the way this works, same as last year. It's your 5 top fish. Works on a point system. If you have more questions, we can go through it. You guys can reach out to me anytime. I'll try to whistle through some of this. It tells you the 10 points for your first fish, 1 point for each additional fish after, 1/8 of a point for an additional 1/4 inch in size length. So all fish must be put on a bump board, belly to belly measurement, pinch the fork, all that jazz. Exactly the same. There's nothing new to this at all. And that's pretty much okay. Number 19. So this is a new addition to the SummerSlam this year. We have decided to put power to the SummerSlam. What does that mean? So number 19 says all watercraft used in this event must be human powered or single electric motor powered for the entire duration of the event. The watercraft must meet or exceed all federal and provincial watercraft safety regulations. A photo of the watercraft with the electrical motor attached must be submitted to the event organizers prior to your first entry if you will be using this option. So trolling motors are allowed. It has to be on a kayak. We absolutely require you guys, if you're using a trolling motor, you need to take a picture of your setup, submit it to us, email it to us in the trail so we know what your boat is. You cannot use a trolling motor on a canoe, on a pontoon boat, on a float tube, on aluminum car topper. It has to be in a kayak. This is our only stipulation with putting power to this event. So hopefully it encourages more people to come out and participate. So yeah, power is going to be a really nice addition to the trail for the SummerSlam. Everything has to be caught with using hook, line, rod, and reel. There is no netting, anything like that. That's pretty much it for that stuff. So Mike, if you want to get rid of I can stop sharing myself, sorry. So the power is the main the first new addition to the SummerSlam. The other addition is the challenges. Now you guys have probably seen on social media, I don't know if I've got that, I never could find that document there, Mike. Anyways, how our challenges are working. I had a post earlier this actually no, I can pull that up. Give me one quick
hold on. Let's go.
There we are. Okay, so we got 4 monthly challenges there. What that means is we are doing our first month challenge is going to be May 15th to June 15th. And that is going to be a monthly challenge for rainbow trout and brown trout. All that challenge there is going to be it's your top 3 fish stringer of each species. Now I've had some questions with some people first reaching out about this. Does that mean if you're fishing for other species in that timeline, it doesn't include for that? No, that still is the same thing. It's just this is an additional kind of a side gig to get more people interested. Whoa, what has Taryn got going on there? He's black and white.
Can you hear us, Taryn?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
This is the oldest laptop that I have, probably from 2008. So,
and it works because it's a PC.
That's funny. Okay, so yeah, so May 15th to June 14th, rainbows and browns. It's stringer, 3 fish of each species. And that's a challenge for a big prize. We're getting some sponsorship of some prizes put together for that. And it's going to be pretty big prize packages for each of those challenges. June 15th to July 14th is going to be a walleye and lake whitefish challenge. So again, 3 fish of each species, or your longest stringer of the 2 species combined. The winner will win another big monthly prize package. July 15th to August 14th is pike and perch. Same thing again, 3 of each fish, your longest stringer of the 3 fish. Then we've totally changed it up for the last bit of the year. August 15th to September 15th. It's called an open. What that means is it's any fish species that's on our species diversity list, but it's only 1 fish per species. It's not 3 fish. So you go catch pike, go catch walleye, go catch lake trout, and it's a ton of combined length. You got a great chance of winning it. But it's just totally open. It's totally open to whatever anybody wants to go and try to target. So like I say, our prize packs are probably going to be somewhere in around the $250 range for our monthly challenges. So they're huge prize giveaways, guys. We're still doing the cash payout just like we did last year, and the prize giveaways just like we did last year. It's just hoping to get a lot more people engaged and have an opportunity of get some goodies in their hands throughout the year rather than just at the end of the year. So hopefully once we get our final sponsorship all kind of settled up, we'll open up the registration. We'll let you guys know on social media when it's going to open up, and it'll be the same fee. And you guys will be able to fish any lake, any moving water body, as long as you're angling within your regulations of your area. You guys will be free to fish any body of water you want to, as long as it's fresh water. If you got any questions, you can reach out to any one of us through the WCKFT. Myself, I'm hosting the Summer Slam. And I encourage you guys to share with everybody. Get out there and get anybody involved, kids, seniors, anybody that wants to just get out there and get involved. If somebody has got a kayak and they've got a trolling motor kicking around, but they're not into pedaling or paddling, here's a great opportunity to get out there and join the WCKFT, right? So it's great opportunity to win prizes. I know Broden, the gentleman that won last year, I mean, shoot, he walked away with
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. So first year he won a brand new Garmin EcoMap fish finder, Garmin 7, and cash. Last year he won a Orion 55 quart rotomolded cooler. That's like a $600+ cooler. Plus he walked away with like $600 cash. So the more people that register as part of the Summer Slam, the bigger the payout. So it's totally up to you guys how much you guys want to win at the end of the year if you're looking hard to compete, right? So, and those challenges are a great opportunity for anybody to win anything, right? So that's pretty much it for the Summer Slam. Any questions, reach out. Registration, we'll let you guys know when it officially opens up once Taryn gets a computer newer than 2008.
We might all have to pitch in and buy him, buy him a $300 refurbished one.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, Taryn, why don't you chat about your app? I kind of briefly showed people the stuff, but let's let you. Taryn is our app guru. So if you have questions on the app, Taryn will be the guy to ask. He has done a ton of work, and thank you, Taryn, for that. For those that used Anglers Atlas with us last year, Taryn, thank you for finding something that's a little more friendly and easier for us to use this year. So we'll take it away.
Yeah, for sure. Mike, how do I share my screen here? The first question. Oh, I should be able to hear it. Okay.
Maybe? Oh, there we go. Oh,
Okay. So I don't know how delayed I am since it's an old computer, but hopefully it works. I signed in. I created a new account for myself in Fishing Chaos that is not included in any of the clubs. So I'm going to run through the process of registering for a tournament and our club, and then how to submit a catch and whatnot. So to create an account, it's pretty basic. At the very start, it'll ask you for a login, and you'll have to include an email. Once you do that, you'll get an email, and you can click on it to verify. Then once that's done, this is your profile settings. So there's a couple things that would be good to fill out. Your contact information. This one I have called the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail, and you can put your phone number, your address, save that in there. That's more just for your profile. Nobody sees that. You can change your email address in this spot if you put the wrong one in. So I know there were a couple people that had the wrong email address, so that's where you would go change it. The two biggest things I would say are your public profile. So here you put your display name, a username you can make up. You can put a bio in, and then you can also include, where's the photo? Oh, I think there's a different spot for adding a photo. Go back. You can add a subscription, public profile, preferences. I'm going to go into the club. I'm not as familiar with this part. I haven't clicked around in this as much. The first thing to do to register for our tournament trail series is you go to this club page on the side. The app should look very similar to the browser version. And they're going to give you these featured versions. And then right below, you can see the nearby ones. And here we are. So the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. If you click on this one, you'll be able to join. So joining the club is free, but it's just a spot where everybody can get messages from us. So here I'm going to select free membership. It'll ask a few questions. So your first name, last name, email, phone number. And then we have a question in here asking what brand. I believe they are, what kayak you fish out of. I believe these are optional, but.
No, I think we have those all as required. And the reason, just so everybody knows, the reason why we have those as required is, God forbid anything happens out in the water and we see a boat, we kind of have an idea of what you're in. So it's just, it helps us out.
Yeah, and it'd probably be good to put your color in here. Well, what color? And then there is a subscription option. So the only, so our events, more or less, each event is $50, other than the East Slope is $75. And within that fee, there's already their fees included. So I believe in Canadian dollars, it is $3 and I think it's 60 cents for one event. So we're still working out the details on how if you bought a monthly membership, if this money goes back to you and if that makes your membership $46 instead, or $46.40. So for now, just don't select these, but there might be if you're doing two events, there might be a savings on the Weekend Warrior, and I'm just hashing that out with Fishing Chaos still. Doing the annual one, I know a lot of the guys in the States use this annual one, and the big thing they get is, I believe they get like a $30 gift card to Fish USA and a couple other things. So for some of the guys in the States that use those use those companies that they buy some of their gear from, it more or less pays for itself as long as they're using that gift card. For us, I don't know how all the shipping is on some of that stuff, so it's probably not directed towards Canadians as well. So I'm just pressing no thanks. And then you pick the membership plan, which is free, and you can check out. So now you're a member. Now I'm a member of this club. So here the dashboard will have all the tournaments, and we're going to have a thing set up for Angler of the Year and SummerSlam. So I'm still working on getting that all figured out. But for the tournaments, these are the tournaments that are live currently. So you'll see the Alan Zukalski Memorial Trout on the Fly and the Fish Photo Contest, which started today and ends, I believe, on May 9th. So this is the first demo tournament for everybody to test out the app and to learn how to enter fish photos. So there's already 7 people registered, so I see some people found it.
So we can register right now for that, right, Taryn? Anybody can register for that right now?
Tournament already started, so yeah, the tournament started.
I briefly touched on this, Taryn, when we first started, and there was 1 person in it, and now we're up to 7. So just since the broadcast started, 6 more people have registered for the fish that's not a fish contest. So
yeah, that's crazy. So I planned on having a couple of photos to enter, but of course I got 2 feet of snow in Calgary today and was shoveling my driveway before this. So I'll still show the process of how to. Did you run through what the rules kind of are for this event, or no?
No, just that we want them to submit pictures of anything type thing. So
yeah, so we want people to enter photos of anything that they, be creative on a bump board, and then enter the length of the item. I have it set up that I don't know if Mike said, but don't enter anything that's that you don't want everybody to see, because this is public data. So please don't put inappropriate photos on here.
Yes, please remember that this needs to be PG-11, not even PG-13, because we do have young anglers that are taking part that will have the opportunity to compete in this.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, then we'll this is a good opportunity for you guys to test out the app. And so the one big difference between Fishing Chaos and Anglers Atlas is that the photo doesn't need to be taken in the app. So the photo can be taken on your phone, and then once the fish is released, you can enter it into the app after the fact. So the biggest difference is we're going back to having an angler token. So on the home page, you'll see this angler token is ready. And if you click on this, it'll give you what the angler token is for that tournament. So for this one, I just put WCKFT, but every tournament is going to have a different token. And this token, whatever series of letters and numbers, will need to be in each of your photos to prove that it was taken during that tournament. So we will release the angler token. I haven't decided what time, but it'll be the night before the tournament. So you'll be able to see it in the app, and then we're going to have similar to our what were they called again, Trevor? The
angler tags.
The angler tags that we had last year. We're getting those made, and you're going to be able to write your token number on those. So that needs to be in the photo.
Yeah, sorry. So for this one here, this fish photo contest, what do you recommend people do for this one? Putting the WCKFT on a piece of paper and putting it on their bump board when they submit one, or what?
Yeah, that's a good test. I mean, then it doesn't matter, but yeah, if you can do that.
Okay.
So this is a tournament homepage. I'm just going to show the process of kind of submitting a catch and where you can find all the info. So on the tournament dashboard we'll go to first, it's going to have any leaderboards. So some of our tournaments are going to have multiple leaderboards. There'll be a leaderboard for each species and a leaderboard for an overall leaderboard potentially as well. In the info section, it'll be who the contact info is. So for that tournament, I'm the contact info, but for like Trevor's event, he'll be the contact info. So if you have any questions about the event itself, you can contact that person here on this phone number or email. Tickets, not a big deal. Entries will show all of your catches. So even if you submit, say, 10 fish and only the top 3 count, you'll be able to see all 10 here. And you'll see which ones are on the leaderboard versus which aren't. And there's a team section, but I don't believe we're going to use that. That's more for guys in big boats. So on the tournament home, they're typically, I don't know why it's not showing here. Here it is. So here's the main homepage. So we're gonna have our main photo with our sponsors on it, and then the rules will be right here. They'll also be attached. So this will be kind of like a summary of the event. There's a roster button here. You can click and you can see who's all registered for this. Do you want to see if one of your friends registered yet? And then here's the technical assistance for Fishing Chaos. So if you have any app questions, you can also contact me. But Fishing Chaos can also help you out. And these are tournament questions. So this will be my phone number and this will be my email. And then this will be the leaderboard. So once entries are entered, you'll see their name, their entry, and then you'll be able to click on them and see the photo of every entry as well. So I'm going to go press the submit catch button and show kind of how it works. You have to share your location with the app, so on your camera as well. So it'll ask you that when you download the app initially. First thing you do is you're going to pick a species. This one I've included every species, but we'll just pick something. Then it's going to ask you what leaderboard you're entering it to. So for, say, the East Slope, there's going to be a walleye one. So if you pick the walleye species, the only option will be walleye. So you'll pick East Slope Kayak Fishing Classic, and then you'll have walleye here. And then the Summer Slam will be right below as well. So you can enter a fish for multiple tournaments at once. So for the Summer Slam, you're probably going to be entering every fish that you catch in another derby into the Summer Slam as well. And this is where you do it.
Yeah, Taryn, that's actually a question that I had sent to me and was asked was specifically about that for, guys coming up that are going to be fishing the trout derby, if they'd be able to do that. So that's great that it's just a one-time click and submits to both events.
Yeah, that's the way you do it. And then at the bottom, I believe if you press this configure selections button, it brings it back up. So if you messed up and pressed the wrong one, it's this button right here that you can change it. So then you're going to enter your length. It's all in inches. So if it's 16 inch, I don't have a photo, but I'll see if I can find something on my really, really old computer from 2008 that I can enter.
While you're saying that, Taryn, I'm just going to quickly pop in there, find a photo. I just want to mention to everybody, I know last year when we were using our other online service, we told people that it wasn't necessary for you guys to put the length measurement in, that we would do that on your behalf. Our focus was just getting the fish back in the water right away. That's part of the reason why we went to this service as well too. You guys are taking photos in your to your photo library now, then you're able to upload them from your photo library into the app. So the onus is going to be going on everybody here to put the length of the fish in. And that will also be how a live leaderboard will be done. The onus is going to be going back on you guys as anglers to making sure that the size of your fish is put on there. It's super important that everybody knows that, because I know last year we told people it wasn't necessary. This year it's absolutely necessary. So
yeah, and that's a great point, Trevor. I just want to kind of throw it out there too. When you guys read with the slam and stuff and with the rules that we've got regarding this app, if you're on the app and you identify issues with somebody else's submission, you are able to challenge that submission. So when you challenge that submission, that means that the trail directors as a group will be reviewing that. what we would like to say with that is you are only going to be given a limited number of challenges that if they come back that there was nothing wrong with the fish, you will end up getting disqualified because it has happened down in the States and stuff where they just got rid of challenges because people would just go on and challenge everybody else's fish because they wanted them eliminated even though they were valid. So please make sure if you're going to challenge somebody else's fish on the any of the leaderboards through this app, that it's very valid, because we will be, as a group of directors, the whole group of directors will be reviewing it and identifying as to whether or not the submission will stand or if it'll be eliminated. If it stands, like I said, each angler is only going to be allowed a limited number of challenges through the year, of challenges that were unjust. And if you go past what you're allowed, we'll be looking at disqualifying you from events.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I believe we have it set up that that you can only have 2 or 3, I think it's 3 outstanding challenges. So if you do find someone's photo that either they entered the wrong species or entered the wrong length, you can challenge it. And if you find multiple, you can only challenge 2 at once until we resolve them. So if they are just challenges, you'll have to wait until we look at them before you can challenge anymore. And that's just to prevent someone from going and challenging every single fish photo.
Do you want to answer that question there, Taryn, on the screen?
Sorry, I don't see it because I'm in my other one.
Oh, do you?
It says, do the people know who challenged their picks?
I actually don't know. I'll look into that one. I don't think they do, because I'm trying to think. Maybe they do. Trying to remember, because we've tested this out. Me and Mike and Trevor have challenged each other's photo. Did you get a notification that someone else challenged your photo, or did it say that Taryn challenged your photo?
You know what? I can't remember. It was so long ago.
You know what? I did get a notification, but I'm not sure if because we're admin rights. That's different, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, admin rights are completely different. Yeah.
And with that, everybody out there, the big thing too is, if you're identifying something in another angler's photo, you don't have to challenge it in the app. You can, we pretty much all know each other. Please reach out to that angler and say, hey, I was just looking at your fish and I noticed this, rather than going by the challenge. There's nothing wrong with it, reaching out to your fellow anglers and saying, oh, hey, I was looking at this and I noticed this, right? That's what we're all here for. We're all here to be one and the same and fish with each other and enjoy fishing with each other. So let's try and keep it as civil as we can.
I just went and looked at one of the emails I got. It doesn't say. It just says your photo was challenged.
Yeah, that's what Carl just said there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So then, it's going to include your location where you are, and that's basically to verify for events that are on a water body. It'll only accept photos that are within that water body. So that's why this is required. And then I will go submit. And now it's going to upload. So I don't know if I have it set up on this one for this tournament specifically, but when I was just right before I press submit, there will be a button that says upload as low res photo. And that's a really important thing on this app. So if you're in an area that has bad service, if you select that low res photo, it will upload way faster. And there will not be the same issue that we had with Anglers Atlas where it just sat there and you had the circle of death while it sat yellow and you didn't know if it ever submitted or not. So I tested it at a lake in southern Alberta this winter, and I had 1 bar and it uploaded within 20 seconds. So better than what we had last year. At least I'm hoping so. So other than that, now you're going to see, you won't see the photos yet because I have it set up that I have to go and approve them for this one. On most, it will show up immediately. So on all of our other tournaments, the photo and your entry will show up immediately on the leaderboard. But because
do you want to tell people why that's that way?
Why what? Why it shows up immediately?
No.
Why it's not showing up immediately on this one?
It's a free tournament, so anybody can enter a photo. It could be anybody that's not even included in this. So someone could enter a photo that's not that shouldn't be on our app, right?
Right. So
you
a
know what?
non-PG rated photo.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah, so-
love Johnson outdoors, but we don't want to see a picture of a Johnson.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
other than that, I don't know if there's too much more. You can go and look at the leaderboards. This will start getting populated right after I'm done talking here. I'll go and look at the photos if anybody added some already, and I'll add them in so then we can see what shows up on the leaderboard. But I think that's all I have. Is there anything I missed, guys?
no, I think we got lots of questions there, Taryn. So I think we can probably go scroll through some questions before Mike does some talking about his other stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna. It might. Maybe I'll stop sharing so then I don't get the duplicate screen.
So I was just gonna say to everybody, just a recommendation, because this is, I mean, I've been fishing in the trail a few years now as well too. So there's a lot of new people this year. My recommendation to you guys when you're participating in a tournament, when you take a picture of a fish to your photo gallery, after you're done and you release that fish into the water right away, go take a picture of like the bottom of your boat or the sky or something, so that when you catch your next fish, you have some differentiation between fish pics, so you're not getting confused when you go to upload them. That's a really good trick that works well for a lot of people, because you are going to be loading out of your photo gallery now. So
I've got one thing to say on that. What I would really love, and this is for anybody that's organizing a derby for Alberta, when you catch that fish and you get it in the net, and this is there will be. I'm working on a document right now that's going to be best practice for catch, photo, release of fish. What I'm going to ask a lot of you to do is, and this is a habit I've got into for myself, when you catch that fish, put it on the board, snap about a dozen pictures of it, put it back into the net in the water, pick your best picture, delete the rest of them, so there's only the one picture. Then take a picture of your sonar if you're running sonar on your kayak, because that will tell you the depth that you're in, the water temperature, the time of date, all of that. So it's going to be great information for you. But for us, we also need to submit into fisheries what the water temperature was at 2 p.m. So we're going to be able to ask you guys, hey, does anybody have a water temp pic from 2 a.m. or 2 p.m.? And you'll be able to provide us with that. So like Trevor said, that extra picture is great. But for yourselves, take a picture of your sonar, because it'll tell you your water temperature, your time of day, all of that. If you're starting to track when you're catching those fish, all of that kind of stuff, that is great information for yourself to work on trending when your certain baits, certain lures are using are catching fish. And with that, in that app, there's something called the tackle box, and you can go in and set up your own. You can set up your own tackle box. You can create lures, so you can identify every single lure that you're using that day. And when you catch a fish, you can actually identify what you caught it on. So many of us go through our lives saying, oh, this is my number one hook. This is my number one hook. If you start tracking every fish you caught and what you caught it on, you might be very surprised, because even though you're saying it's your number one hook, you might throw it the most. It might not be the most effective that you're actually catching fish on. So for that picture, please, by all means, if you're able to get us a picture of your sonar, it'd be absolutely great, because then we can ask when we need it. So
the only other thing, Mike, I was going to answer one of these questions. Somebody asked, you had it up on the screen, I think it was Andy, asked if there's a limit on entering fish after it's taken. So we're going to have events set up that the submit button at the bottom of the app will disappear at the end of the event. So you have to get your photo. I believe we'll talk about if we're going to extend it for 15 minutes after the event if we're in an out of service area or something. But we'll have it set up in the rules that you'll know when that is going to go away. You can only take photos of fish up until the the end of the tournament, and then you can enter fish up until the end of the submit catch button. And once that's gone, it's gone. You won't be able to enter any more photos.
Yeah, so we encourage people, like, honestly, you want to, the leaderboard this year, the live leaderboard is going to be based on the anglers submitting their fish, right? So,
Yeah.
and you guys putting a length in. So we encourage you guys to submit fish throughout the day, so we have as best of a live leaderboard as possible. And yeah, you not that doesn't mean to say that you can't submit them at 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon just before the submit button is gone, but we would like to encourage everybody to try to submit fish throughout the day, so we have somewhat of a leaderboard.
It makes it a lot more exciting throughout the tournament to see kind of who's leading, as opposed to just hoarding all your photos until 3:30 and then entering them all, right?
Yeah, please don't do that. It's one of those things that, you know, we don't want to be one of those events. That they get a lot of that down in some of the US events where they're having to make the guys submit the pictures within 10-15 minutes of catching them. We don't want that to happen up here. So, you know, just be respectful. We know there's a lot of guys that kind of like to hold off. So at the end of the day, it's bam, holy crap, look at this. I've caught all these fish. But it, like Taryn said, it definitely makes it more competitive. If we look back to the first time we fished a derby at Dried Meat, everybody was kind of like, well, I think we're about done. And then Eric Lewis took off, and just off of the boat launch caught a 39-inch pike, and everybody jumped into their boats and they were gone again to try and catch another fish. So, you know, it makes it good. And yeah, exactly. Broden just sent a comment, and this is exactly what it is. It's called sandbagging. You know, please let's not do that. Let's make it competitive, because I'll tell you right now, for people to see a live leaderboard, it really makes them want to get out there and just hammer those fish and get going on it. So let's try and be respectful to everybody and have a lot of fun with it. So
I've got one last tip, guys. I'm going to share my screen if that works. So I forgot to mention this. So when you enter a tournament, and say you're at the East Slope and you're starting your day out, if you select this default view button, then every time you open the app, it'll take you straight to this page. So you can just go and hit the submit catch button.
Oh,
so that speeds up the process of submitting catches while you're on the water.
Cool.
That's all I got.
Hey, Mike, there's a question I want to answer right at the top. It's a YouTube question from Adventure Time Fishing and Hunting. His name's Jason.
Way back up.
Pretty close, yeah.
Oh, the drifting down the river one, yes.
Yes. So yeah, absolutely. You can correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but if you're in, as long as you're in a drift boat or something that's human powered, you can fish out of it. As long as
absolutely.
As for the SummerSlam, if you're registered for the SummerSlam, if you're using power, it can only be on a kayak. You guys need to take a picture of your setup, email it to us. But every other fishing vessel, you're more than welcome to use. If you want to go jump in a bathtub and float down the river, give her. But yeah, float tubes, pontoons.
Everybody comment. If we can get 20 comments, Trevor will float a bathtub at the East Slope.
Yeah. But no, if anything you guys have, canoe, tinners, anything human powered, you're more than welcome to fish out of for the SummerSlam. If you're putting power to it, it's got to be a kayak. We need to have a picture submitted to us. So yeah, you're totally fine to use that, Jason. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there is something, sorry, Mike, there is something on the rules there that does specify, when you guys read the rules, I kind of skimmed over it. We discourage guided trips as being considered as part of a drifting down a river. That's really not. If you guys purchase a guided trip to go down a river to submit fish, catch fishes for the SummerSlam, they will probably not be submitted or approved. That's kind of, and same with using privately stocked ponds, fishing in privately stocked ponds. That's discouraged as well too. Okay. So, we don't want to see that happening. It's, fish for the holy smokes. What's with all the bathtub comments?
Funny, dude. I mean, Carl might have accounted for 38 on his own, but you might be rocking a bathtub at the East Slope, my friend.
Yeah. I'm just going to share one of my screens here quickly when Taryn had mentioned about the tag. The angler identifier tag. So this is what it's going to look like, everybody. It's this red one here. And in this white box, this is where you're going to be filling out the tokens that will be submitted the night before. You're going to fill out your name. So in this angler tag, we've got 6 spots. Obviously, we got more events than that. We know. We just didn't want to cram too much into it. So if you guys people are competing in all the events this year, we will have extra of these tags. And then the back of the tag is going to have this on it, just like it did last year. And that's just kind of more or less so you guys know when the dates are and kind of a token of what you did for that year of, events you competed in and that sort of thing. So these will be getting mailed out to people prior to the SummerSlam. Once registration opens, we'll be mailing these out to you guys if you're not in our local area of any of the directors here. So just want to show that to you real quickly.
Absolutely, with that, like Trevor said. So for people that are not competing in the SummerSlam, we will have those available at every derby. We'll have a stack of them for people that's going to be their first derby. So Broden writes, I don't pay my drift boat trips. I just have a friend who guides. I think you're kind of really towing that water because, we allow 2 people in a vessel, as long as they're both actively fishing. Having somebody as a guide run you down the river, you're kind of getting to that point of you're not really competing. You're now hiring somebody to put you on the fish to get an advantage.
Watching you, Broden. Watching you.
All the time. Now, Broden, my attitude may change if there was maybe 3 or 4 trips included in an email to me. I might be on your side, buddy.
All right. Well, we're almost an hour here. I don't think we passed through any other questions, did we? I think we've answered all of them.
That's about it. So let's...
If you guys do have any other questions, you can definitely message us. Motherships, no mothershipping. If people don't know what mothershipping means, Mike, what mothershipping means is I did it last year when we went to Ottawa, and there was a little bit of feedback on that. Guys were with me enrolled in an online tournament. So what it was is we had 4 kayaks, pulled behind a pontoon boat, a power pontoon boat up a river. And then we were taken to spots on the Ottawa River to fish. People call that mothershipping. So we are discouraging mothershipping as well too. That's the whole purpose of the trail and kayak fishing is to use your human powered watercraft to get you to the places you fish. As a kayak, you have the ability to launch your boat at multiple spots, up rivers, down rivers, different spots on lakes that power boats can't get in on. So that's our advantage. We want to encourage you guys to utilize that and stay away from mothershipping.
Yeah. So I'd love to take this one.
Yeah.
Will it be a problem if you have both your kids out with you? No. All we ask, and this is huge for anybody that's been fishing the derbies, the East Slope for the past, I don't know, 4 years probably. You guys have seen you've seen my son Ben out there.
Monthly challenge.
Absolutely, get your kids out, get them fishing, have them fish with you for the SummerSlam. You know what? There's absolutely no reason why you can't take your kids out with you and have them fish as well. We've said it all along. Originally, when all of this started, it was a solo contest. There was no helping, no interactions between anglers. The first year I went out to the Mucha Bay Kayak Derby, they actually encourage you to help. And I looked at that and went, wow, this is amazing. we've got guys that are catching fish. We've got people stopping, moving out of the way, other people coming in to help net, help do everything. And I thought, you know what, that is an absolutely great thing. So that next season we implemented that. So absolutely have your kids out there, you know, give them their own rods, let them fish. You can help them net it and everything. So please, you know, get your kids out there. And I guess with that, maybe as a group, we're going to have to look at that as an additional opportunity for the SummerSlam. I will start doing some work, and I'll talk to some of the contacts I know, and I think we maybe get a kids prize for the SummerSlam as well. I'll make it happen. However it has to happen, I'll get 1 or 2 prizes at least. I think we should probably look top 3 since we're going to do 3 for the SummerSlam. We'll do top 3 kids for the SummerSlam as well. So that'll be under 15. So the youth category will be under 15 years old, and adult will be 15 and older.
Isn't it 16?
We've done 15 typically.
Oh,
Once they can drive themselves to the Derby, they're on their own.
Well, they can't drive till they're 16.
Well,
I think it's 15 and under, or is it 15 and
I
over?
thought it was 16 and under.
We had done it 15. We can that's something we can figure out. But absolutely get the kids out fishing.
Cool. Okay, I think that's it for questions. Mike, did you want to run through your stuff there?
Yeah, so we've got a couple things. As you guys have seen, it's somewhat. I love this, but I absolutely hate running this derby. Dad's Memorial Trout on the Fly Derby is coming up at the end of May. We're once again going back to Open Creek Dam. For those that fished it with us last year, everybody had an absolute blast. It is an absolute gem of a water body to fish trout out of. It's a stocked water body. We're doing so it'll be your best 3. We're not going to submit through the app just for the simple fact that there is, unless you have Rogers, you're not getting any cell coverage out there. So it'll basically just bring a camera or your phone into me, show me your 3 pictures. We'll write down your measurements and go. With this derby, there are tagged brood trout in the lake. So they release usually 25 upwards. There's been one year there was almost 50, 19 to 20. I think it was almost 26 inch. There's my wife chiming in. Yay for Open Creek Dam. Yeah, absolutely. So there's tagged trout in this lake, and during the derby and even the pre-fishing and the day after, if you get out fishing, if you catch one of those tagged trout, you clip that tag off of the dorsal fin and you take it over to see Robin and Ron at the campground office, and you're going to get a $50 prize, like cash, for catching those fish. Last year we had multiple fish caught during our event, so it was great. This year, I loved running a derby in my dad's honor. The only thing that ever really bothered me was that my dad was never about trying to make money off of fishing or anything like this. So this year I've turned it into a charity event. So 100% of our proceeds are going to be a donation. We're not doing any prize payouts for top anglers this year. Instead, it's going to be prizes given out. I'm just going to throw this name up so you guys all see this gentleman's face and this name of Rindy Stolley. He competed last year with us in the SummerSlam, was never able to make it out to any of our live derbies. He's from BC. And he reached out to me and said, hey, man, I really want to come out to the derbies this year. And I said, well, that's great. Can't wait to have you. And he said, what can I do? What do you need me to do? And I said, well, we love prizes for all of the derbies, for the East Slope where we give out prizes for my dad's memorial. And he basically said, I got you, dude. And so he is going out of his way to submit a whole bunch of prizes. He's going to be an angler to watch at this derby and all of our derbies. I'm going to tell everybody right now. Rendy is a tournament angler that runs in the big boat. And it just so happens that he's got the opportunity to fish our derbies in between his. So we're going to be competing against a competitive guy, but as a result of his competitive angling that he does, he's got a lot of connections with different suppliers for equipment and for gear. And he's even working on making a whole bunch of custom-made hooks and lures for anglers for the derby. So, like I said, to me, this derby, the East Slope was always my pride and joy. And after losing Dad, I started this derby, and all of you that have come out and fished this derby with us every year, it's meant so much to me. And I can't thank you guys enough for coming out. It's going to be a great time. For everybody that's registered, I've sent you emails letting you know what the registration and camping fees are. And I've also sent out the code of conduct and waivers to get signed off. So, yeah, I can't thank enough. I logged into the app today. I had to call Trevor and give Trevor a hard time. And I'm like, come on, get Terry registered. As of right now, we're still over a month away from Dad's Derby, and we have 30 registered anglers. That's the best we've ever had. So it means a lot to me, you guys. And I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. It means a lot to me, and I know if Dad was here, he would love to fish with every single one of you. So, okay. Register if you're not already registered for the Derby. Quit laughing at me, Trevor. Trout on the fly. It is on the fly. Fish whatever you want. If you want to run a Broden, if you can manage to get one of those 13-foot one-piece surf rods out from Australia, you bring it out. It doesn't matter what gear you're using. The only thing that matters is at the end of your line, you're tied on with a fly. Last year, we had multiple people out there with a spin rod, with a split shot and a fly at the end, and they were hammering massive trout. John and Adrian both, so John got. Now, if you guys are listening, I believe John caught a brood trout as well as winning the tournament, or he caught 2 brood trout as well as winning the tournament. So that was an extra $100 on top of his winnings last year. Flynn caught 1, I believe. Yeah, Flynn caught 1. So in the top 3 people, we had 3 brood trout caught. So it's
oh yeah, that's a good point, David. Great. This is words of wisdom right here.
Yes, this is from Buddha himself. Tether your gear, and especially your phone, because somewhere at the bottom of Open Creek Dam there is a brand new cell phone, if I remember correctly, that he bought just prior to coming out to the Derby. That's still sitting at the bottom. So, yeah. So if you have any questions on that Derby, go online, register. My information's on there. When I get the registrations, I'm sending out an email letting people know. It's all done through just e-transfer to the trail. We're looking, it's $50 entry fee, $25 a night for camping. The kind of big loop that we have is full. There is one spot just up the road that we have left. After that, people are already camping on the other side of the lake. So it's the biggest year. Oh, there we go. 3. John got 3 broods. Sorry. Broods or brutes, Adrian? Yeah, so register now. You'll get an email asking you for payment, and that will cover, I'll let you know how much you owe for camping, for fishing, and send you out everything. So please come on out to that derby. It's going to be great. As I said, it is a benefit derby. So I'm going to be taking all of that money that we raise there. All of our proceeds are going towards, I'll just solo this so you guys can even see it. All proceeds are donated to the local Kids Can Catch fishing events and stocking initiatives. So with that, we will be supplying whatever we can for Kids Can Fish in Lacombe and Kids Can Fish in Wabamun Lake. And it's going to be amazing. So, please come out and join us with that. Now I just got to look and see, because we have a couple big announcements that I'm pretty sure every one of us has been just itching to spread the news about. So this year we really went out and had all of our directors really pumped suppliers for gear. And I have to say, every year this keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And this year is no exception. We have a lot of our key sponsors that they will always, no matter what, be key sponsors to us. Nikki Reckman with Kokatat and Werner has been with us since day one, and we love Nikki. She's absolutely great, and everything she does for us is great. Scotty's been on board with us. We've had so many of these companies that have sponsored every year after year after year, and they're truly a staple with the kayak fishing community, and we can't thank them enough. And this year, I don't know if it was because this sponsor realized that, hey, Canada is somewhat of an untapped market, or if it was because our only female director was the person that contacted this sponsor. There's no other way to say it, but Dakota Lithium has become the official supplier of lithium batteries for the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. They stepped up over and above, and every single one of our events, our in-person events, there is going to be a 23 amp hour Dakota Lithium 12 volt battery up for grabs, as well as one of their 10 amp hour power boxes for every single one of our live derbies. This is huge what they have given us, and we cannot thank Dakota Lithium and Craig at Dakota. It's great. With that, Craig has realized what we're doing here in Western Canada, and he wants us to expand it to the point that Denise will be doing some ladies fishing events in Manitoba to even stretch our reach further into Manitoba. And she's going to have a bunch of some pretty big wig female anglers in the industry out fishing with her. So Denise, hats off to you. I'd take it off, but I don't want to blind anybody, but hats off to you. You did an amazing job, and the trail cannot be more happy to welcome Dakota Lithium as our official battery supplier. Trevor, anything?
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing to know that the WCKFT is sponsored by Dakota Lithium. I mean, if you guys are fish geeks like me and watch TV and stuff like that, and we see Dakota Lithium is sponsoring all the big events down in the States, like these guys are huge players. The fact that they've recognized our trail as a market that they want to really push their product and support their product in is it's incredible. The sponsorship, the level of sponsorship they provided to us is off the charts. So we're really, really happy with this. Could never imagine something like this could have ever happened. So it's a team effort. Everybody's really reached out. Not just Taryn with everything with Fishing Chaos too, Denise with the Dakota Lithium, Mike just doing everything he's doing. He's all the background work, just making sure we're all keeping our noses clean and staying on the straight and narrow. So Broden and Carl's down in the States right now. He's reaching out to people down there. And he's fishing tournaments right now. Carl is down in the States, and Dean as well too. Dean's really supporting the local market. And another really cool new thing is we've got an actual official coffee sponsor for the trail too, you guys. So we're gonna have coffee at the at Mike's Trout Tournament, sponsored by a roastery out of St. Albert, and at East Slope as well too. So we've got an official coffee sponsor. Old Town's back on board again this year with East Slope, and once you guys we'll be doing some teasers soon for what's happening for East Slope for the door prize for the boat this year, and it's next level. It's crazy. So
yeah. And so with this, Trevor, let's look at Dakota. What does that mean for the SummerSlam?
So the SummerSlam, they've provided us with a 100 amp hour battery for top prize for the SummerSlam. That's, if you guys know the value of that, that's ginormous. It's huge. It's incredible, and the timing couldn't have been better, seeing how this year we put the power to the SummerSlam this year. So it really goes hand in hand. It's amazing. So
yeah, that's an amazing prize for anybody that's running a motor out of their kayak. That's close to what, they're $800-900, and I don't know if battery. I don't know if that's a Canadian price or a US price. That might be US.
That could be. Yeah, it's a big price.
$9.99 at Cabela's.
How much?
$9.99.
So $1,000 battery up for grabs at the thing. So yeah,
plus cash payout. Don't forget, folks. Plus cash payout,
and a cash payout. And so let's go a little deeper. Alana at Ruby's. Thanks again. Alana was our huge sponsor last year, gave us all of our bump boards. We still have the bump boards that we'll be giving out at our events this year. She's also owns the Overlander Resort, and she's donated another stay at the Overlander. So we've got that. We've got another cooler, another one of those great coolers coming up. So, the getting out there and trying different lakes and trying different species in that SummerSlam. This is the greatest opportunity for you guys, all as anglers, to broaden your horizons. So
push your limits, guys. I love the SummerSlam because I pushed my limits the year when Mike first started it, and man, catching goldeye and mooneye out of the rivers, just go float down a river, take a Len Thompson number 7 or number 6 spoon, UV 5 of diamonds. You're going to catch goldeye, mooneye out of the North Saskatchewan or red deer, and they're awesome and so much fun to catch.
Yeah, and with that, please, push. Do not let Broden get a hat trick.
Right.
So one other thing I want to talk about, and after that, so if you guys have any questions you want to ask any of us, start writing them in now. We started last year keeping back a little bit of our entry fees as a donation. So we've been looking at it and trying to figure out what we're going to do. Oh, Broden, looks like you got some competition, buddy. Randy's going to make a run. And now that he's coming to Alberta, he'll actually have some pikes. So you might have competition. So we're trying to figure out what to do with this $10 we kept back from every derby. Plus we had some extra from the East Slope. So after paying all our expenses, we kind of tried to decide what is the best thing that we as a group can do to get this out there, to get the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail forefront where people are going to see us, people are going to hear about us, and they're going to get some knowledge. I am very fortunate to sit on a fish and game organization with Brad Pallister from Len Thompson. So he is the grandson of Len Thompson. I know him. I know his sister as well, who is the marketing manager. And I'll be frank, having those two as close contacts. Len Thompson has done so much for us over the years. They've sponsored us every year. Years ago, for those that may remember, the 1 year I did a qualifying derby for the East Slope, and we went to Wabamun Lake, and everybody got a Len Thompson green frog, and you only had one lure you were allowed to take on the water, and that was it. And we went out, and it was great. And I think we were about 30, 40 feet off the launch. And I look over, and Joel Gaddy casts, and his lure just went sailing into the trees. He was done, first cast. So, we've got these people that have done so much. Brad Pallister is a huge, huge advocate. And Len Thompson and the Lacombe Fish and Game are huge advocates of promoting sustainable fishing and Kids Can Catch. They've got the Kids Can Catch fish event. I'm going to challenge everybody that's listening in here. June the 4th in Lacombe at the Len Thompson Pond. So right where the giant Guinness Book of World Records fishing lure is. We are hosting a Kids Can Catch fishing event. Please come down. I guarantee we're going to have more kids fishing this year than we're going to have volunteers to help out. So if you can spare the time and come down and help out, get kids set up, teach them how to cast, all of that kind of stuff, it's great. What this is leading into is this. We have entered into a contract with Lacombe Fish and Game. We're going to sponsor them. And it's through Lacombe Fish and Game, but it's a Len Thompson fishing initiative where our sponsorship dollars are going towards trout stocking, pond maintenance, park improvements, conservation projects, community contributions, and future public fish pond development projects throughout central Alberta. So please, please, please understand, now you guys can see what we've done with this money. It's not just sitting in a bank account. We're doing something. I'm actually trying to. I'm going to have either Brad or Jessica. If I have to, I will kidnap one of them, and I will bring them out to the Trout Derby to accept this check on behalf of the Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail. And if you guys can see that giant spot that's got a line with nothing above it, when we're at the Derby, everybody's going to throw their signature on there with a dry erase marker, and we're all going to sign this check, and we're going to all get our pictures there when we're donating this. This is what we're about. We really want to make sure that we're doing sustainable fishing. So we've got pond maintenance, we've got trout stocking, we've got future projects. We're with Lacombe Fish and Game. We're already looking at new projects all around anywhere in Lacombe County that we can get more stocked fish ponds for anybody that's around the area. We've got the Len Thompson Fish Pond. Rainbows and tigers get stocked there. We've got the East Stormwater Pond has got rainbows, plus another mysterious fish that has been decided to add. We're going to throw 100 brown trout in that stocked pond to try and control any invasive species in case we have any Prussian carp coming in. West of Blackfalds, there's the Boulder Lake is an amazing stock fishing pond. So with this, I'm also going to challenge all of you. If you know of an initiative in your area, your local community, your fishing game that is looking to do this kind of stuff, reach out to us. This is what we're about. We want to make sure that there are fishing opportunities for people. With Dad's Derby, it's going to be no different. That money that we raise, all proceeds from my dad's Memorial Derby are going to go towards the local Kids Can Catch. So we're going to sponsor whatever they need us, whatever we can help out with in Lacombe. And as well, I'm going to see what we can do when it comes to the Wadman Lake ice fishing kids can catch event. I want to get us involved with that too. There's no reason why an ice fishing event shouldn't have us attached to it as well. So please, everybody, like I said, Mike Zilkowski, reach out to me in the Facebook group. You can reach out to the trail, message me. If you want to come help out at that Kids Can Catch event, I'd love to have you there. But this is what we're doing with our donations. This money is a result of everything that you guys have done for us. All the participation you've had with us in the past year. This is what we've been able to come up with. And this is also, this is what we're donating as a kickoff. We're going to have more donated from my dad's event. Plus, we're going to have more money from the East Slope. But this is a result of the hard work and the dedication that all of you anglers have showed to us in sustainable fishing practices. So, this donation isn't anything to do with us directors. This donation is 100% all of you anglers that come out and fish with us. So thank you so much. And yeah.
Did you want to mention what else is happening at the pond there, Mike?
In regards to?
With that donation?
So, with this, for those of you who haven't seen, let me just quickly pop up. Unless you've been living under a rock for quite a few years, let's see. Len Thompson has decided we need to do something to make ourselves stand out. And we want to do something that is going to get anglers to identify what fishing is about. The Len Thompson Fishing Pond is home of the Guinness Book of World Records largest fishing lure. If you haven't been by yet, you really need to come check it out. It is absolutely amazing. Now, I'll put a solo mode here. If you look at this sign right here, on the back of it, it has a sponsorship listed. I don't know if we have pictures of the back side of the sign. Right there. So we're in the process of changing out this sign. These signs are going to be changed out. So that is actually to scale what a number 90 Len Thompson would look like. So just for reference, you can see the picture, the people off to the side here. It is massive. On this sign, as you come up to see the Guinness Book of World Records, there is going to be a 1 foot by 1 foot Western Canada Kayak Fishing Trail logo there for people to know that we're involved with projects like this, as well as the East Stormwater Pond that is also going to be set up. We will be on that sign as well. So we're not only are we supporting sustainable fishing practices, stocking, kids fishing initiatives, we're getting advertising that is easily, just the advertising alone would easily be worth what we're going to be contributing each year for this. So again, thank you everybody, because it's a result of all of you out there that we're able to do these kind of things. One thing I want to say, there is a rules and code of ethics that's been sent to everybody. We're going to require everybody to sign these rules, code of ethics, and send them back to us. And it's just basically to ensure that everybody is on the same page as to what's expected when you're at these events. Not only at the events, but we're a pretty tight group of anglers. So let's have everybody's back as much as we can, and let's really represent what we in Western Canada can do. because we've all seen the big derbies and tournament series in the States. Let's show them that Western Canada is better than they are and that we're better quality people and we have more to offer for them. So if you have an idea on an event or a derby, please reach out to us because we will help you make it a reality. There is no reason why there couldn't be events every single weekend spread throughout Western Canada. We might not have everybody going to them, but between the group of directors we have, we can get people set up. So if you would love to get a derby going somewhere, do it. Because there was a time when the East Slope had 12 anglers. So, what started out as a dream can turn into a massive, great thing. So please, if you want to host a derby, let us know. We will help with every single aspect of it. All you're going to have, really, the first year, all you'll have to do is show up and run the derby. We will handle all the backside work for you, and we'll get her done. Trevor, anything else to add for everybody?
No, other than if you guys have questions. I know this is kind of a long kickoff we did here. There's lots been said. So if you got questions about the SummerSlam, feel free to message me directly or through the trail on Facebook Messenger or Instagram. We'll answer any of your guys' questions as soon as the registration's open for it. Like say, Taryn and I just have to finish off a few things for the SummerSlam. You guys will be notified so you can get in there and register. It's not going to start till May 15th, so we have some time. And based on our weather here between Alberta or Edmonton and Calgary, nothing's going to be soft for quite a while. So, but yeah, any questions, just reach out. We're here.
We might have just got another 6 inches of ice in the last day.
Yeah, exactly. I know the Fishing Chaos app is going to be a little bit of a change for everybody. Again, that's what Taryn's there for and all of us directors. It's new for us as well too. So it's a learning process for us. But bear with us. We'll work through it. And like I say, the biggest change is going to be, because I did a lot of the fish verification last year, the onus is going to be going back on you guys as anglers during tournament day to put your fish measurement links in there. It's not going to be up to us anymore. We're still going to be verifying fish at the end of the day as tournament hosts, just for like the top, say, 4 or 5 anglers. If there's a close size discrepancies or anything like that, we'll be checking those sizes. But other than that, if the people are quite further down the list, it's just going to be really up to that you guys as the anglers to be uploading the right size limits. So, but we will be checking as well too. So other than that, just ask us questions. That's what we're here for. And we're still working through a whole bunch more sponsorship stuff, tying up all the loose ends here before open water season hits. So thanks to Taryn for doing everything with the app. And thank you, Mike, I know you wanted to step back this year, but you're an integral part to keep kind of everything rolling financially on the bank side and everything else. So you're an important part of this trail. And it's nice to see the growth this year, and having more directors on takes the pressure off of everybody. I think spreads it out a lot nicer for all of us. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be the first to admit I wanted to step completely away. I can't. I love everything that we're doing too much that I'll never step fully away. But for the East Slope, Trevor will be him and everybody else can decide who will be the front man of the East Slope. I'll no longer be standing up front talking. It will be one of these guys. I'll be sitting at the table with all of you and spending my time fishing with all of you. But Sheldon,
yeah, you have an answer for that.
Bad news, buddy. We had a limited selection of the limited selection of these hoodies that we sold. The only thing that was different was this side. For us directors, we had director put on it, and we had some other ones that sold. So for those of you that got those, thank you for buying them. That was kind of our first, let's see what we can do. And it turned out pretty good. So with that, you guys can expect to see some posts here coming. Oh, here we go. And Denise, no, watch our Instagram and Facebook. Because when I said we'll post it on Facebook earlier, I got I got the old the smack because I'm supposed to always post to Instagram because it'll push to Facebook. So, but yes, we do have some merch coming, guys. We've got hoodies again, kind of same style, but instead of this vinyl logo, it'll be a more washer-friendly logo. These ones, if you wash and dry them, they don't really last as well as they should, and that's just the style of it. But we're going to have hoodies available. We're going to do ball caps, kind of the same. Turn your head to the side, Trevor. Is yours? Yeah. No. Yeah. So Trevor's is basically that, right? So it's going to be the mesh back with the front, same as what both of our hats have, with the logo off to the side, so you don't get any of that puckering causing anything in the front, which will be great. And then for those of you that, I guess that would have been 4 to 5 years ago when I made up the Western Canada baseball tees that had the logo on them. We're doing something similar again. So the 3/4 length sleeve baseball tees. So you guys will be seeing that all posted out on our social media. I really want to get that out here within the next week or two. We'll get something posted up for you guys so you can get pre-orders in. And then hopefully when Denise makes the trip from Saskatchewan to the Trout Derby, she'll be able to bring everything that was ordered out. So thanks again, guys. It's you guys that do it for us.
Yeah, we still have bump boards. If people need bump boards, they're $40. We've reduced the price on those bump boards this year. And yeah, Denise is actually planning, for people that are coming to the Trout Derby, Denise is planning on having some samples to bring for people to try on as well too. So, yes. And then to add that for pre-orders. So she'll have some shirts and stuff and sweaters, these hoodies for people to try on. But she is, as far as I know, if I'm not mistaken, she is ordering hats and bringing them with her. And Steve, you cannot have this hat because it took me a lot to get this hat. You don't make these hats anymore. So,
I've seen him. He's wiry. The two of you guys can easily take him, and you can share the hat on weekends.
Yeah. So
no, but thank you everybody for tuning in, and it's been an absolute blast. Dean, Carl, Broden, Taryn, Trevor, Denise, all of you, thank you for stepping up and helping out. I'm not going to lie, I was getting pretty burnt out a few years back, and it was amazing having you all step up. We've got a great group of people. Everybody is taking on roles, doing certain things, and it shows. You just look at how our trail has been expanding and growing, and all I can say is thank you guys, and thank you everybody. When I started this trail years ago, I thought it might be okay and it might be fun, something to do. And now the engagement that we have and all the people that we have and the people that are helping out, it's been an absolute journey. And all I can say is I wish that an idea for a trail had spawned years ago so we could have had this camaraderie way before. But I think we're going to kind of kick it off there. The SummerSlam, May 15th. So when we get registration going for that, you'll be getting an email as well with the code of conduct and the waiver. Before you can submit any fish into any of our events, you need to have that signed and given to us. So obviously for the SummerSlam, it's probably best to sign it and email it back to us. If you're not competing in the SummerSlam, but you'll be at the Trout Derby, I'll be sending you out that documentation. Other than that, we'll probably try for just prior to the SummerSlam, kind of doing a captain's meeting with Trevor to kind of just give a last hoorah. These are the rules. And then we'll be doing another one of those the Wednesday just prior to the Trout Derby.
Yep. Doing another captain's meeting. So yeah, you guys, the fish photo contest, it's open. So go in and register for it and start submitting some pics. And there's a prize at the end of it for the most unique fish photo. So yeah, get out there and learn to use the app and flood Taryn with questions if you're confused. Sorry, Taryn.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Send me questions.
Yeah.
Give him like just random questions. Just make stuff up.
Yeah.
Like don't even go into the app. Just make
I
stuff up.
don't know about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
thank you, Mike. Thanks, Mike, for all this as well too. I mean, we're here because you started this years ago, and it's nice to have this. And it's fun, and never thought I'd be a part of something like this. It's enjoyable. So thank you so much for starting something so amazing.
Thank you for everybody out there, everybody that's watching, listening, and that competes with us. You know, we all have to say thank you. It's because of you that this whole thing is a success. So let's keep it going. And I know I know everybody kind of has their own things going. Trevor, I'm going to throw it out there, whether it's supposed to be known or not. Trevor will be doing another episode, so we can expect to see old Gingy back on TV again. So it's going to be amazing. I'll let him discuss the details later on as he wants.
Yeah, I don't even know what's happening with that yet. I'm still kind of waiting for some information. So I'm kind of, you know, as much as me, everyone right now. So don't know.
West might just ride Trevor around a bull arena. We're not sure.
Yeah, that could be it. No, yeah, I think the plan is hopefully, honestly, to have him come out to East Slope. To be honest. So
and that
I honestly have no idea what's happening with that right now yet, though. So haven't heard any further. So.
And that would be spectacular to have him come out. And yeah, let's. I've got a couple things of my own. I'm going to be kind of getting something kicking off here soon that I was going to kind of run through the trail, but I'm going to be running it off on my own here. And I'm basically going to be kind of hosting one of these where I'm going to be bringing in industry professionals. So it started off with me going, okay, there's lots of people that have questions on sonar. So I'm going to bring a Garmin rep on one day to talk about Garmin and take questions. And I reached out to Lawrence about the same thing. And the next thing I knew, it kind of blossomed. And so I'm going to be talking to industry reps. And if you guys have questions for any gear you use, reach out to me and I'll be reaching out to them and we'll get them out on here. You know, the whole reason I want to do that is to help everybody out there. If you've got a question about a piece of gear you have, let us know. You know, I guarantee you somebody on the trail is running the same gear, or if not, one of us has access to the people that are in the know that can get you the answers. So, you know, that's what we're all about. Follow the trail page. Join our Western Canada Kayak Fishing Facebook group. I know there's West Coast fishing, there's Vancouver Island fishing Facebook groups, there's Okanagan kayak fishing Facebook groups, there's Edmonton, there's Calgary, there's Alberta, there's Saskatchewan fishing groups. You know what? Join all of those, but also please make sure that you join our Western Canada group and let us know how things are going. But other than that, thank you, everybody. It's been an absolute blast, and we'll talk to you in a few weeks. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.